Hello and a very warm welcome to Easy Listen English channel. I'm Sarah, sitting here with my good friend and co-host, David. Today, we want to do something simple but powerful. We're just going to have a conversation. A real, meandering, honest conversation about one of our favorite topics, dreams and the goals we set to reach them.
That's right, Sarah. No scripts, no complicated lessons today, just two people talking. We hope that by listening to how we naturally ask each other questions, share stories, and express our hopes, you'll pick up phrases and confidence for your own conversations in English. Let's just dive in.
David, I've been thinking a lot lately about how our dreams change as we get older. When you were, say, 10 years old, what was your biggest, most vivid dream? The thing you absolutely believed would happen?
10 years old? That's taking me back. I had a very clear and dramatic dream at that age. I wanted to be an explorer. Not just any explorer, but like a modern-day Indiana Jones. I dreamed of traveling to lost cities, deciphering ancient maps, and making discoveries that would change history books. I spent hours in my backyard with a compass and a notebook, documenting insects and rocks as if they were great archaeological finds.
I love that. There's such a pure imagination in childhood dreams. They're not limited by how or if it's possible. So, what happened to that dream? Did it just fade away, or did it transform into something else?
It transformed, I'd say. The core of it, the curiosity, the desire to discover and learn new things, that never left. It just found different outlets. I didn't become an archaeologist, but that dream fueled my love for travel, for history podcasts, and even for learning languages. Learning a new language feels like deciphering a code, doesn't it? It's its own kind of exploration. So the dream didn't die, it evolved. It became less about a specific job title and more about a way of living, staying curious.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. So many people feel like they've failed if their childhood dream doesn't come true literally. But you're saying the essence of the dream can live on in different forms.
Exactly. The goalposts move, but the underlying feeling you're chasing, whether it's adventure, creativity, helping others, that's the true north. That's what you should pay attention to. My goal now is less about a single achievement and more about designing a life that regularly includes that feeling of discovery.
Speaking of goals, let's talk about the present. What is a concrete, tangible goal you are actively pursuing right now? Something with steps and a deadline.
A very concrete one is that I've committed to running a half marathon this autumn. It's not something I ever saw myself doing, honestly. I was never a runner. But a few years ago, I set a smaller goal to just get healthier, and running was a part of that. This half marathon feels like the next logical, though daunting, step.
That's a fantastic goal. It's specific, measurable, and time-bound. Can you walk me through your plan? How do you go from I want to do this to actually crossing the finish line?
Sure. The first step was the commitment, signing up for the race and paying the fee. That makes it real. Then, I found a training plan online, one designed for beginners over 16 weeks. So my current focus is strictly following that weekly schedule. It breaks the huge goal, 21 kilometers, into very small, daily tasks. Today, for instance, my plan just says 30-minute easy run. That's manageable. I'm not thinking about 21 kilometers, I'm thinking about 30 minutes.
That's such crucial advice. Break the monumental goal into daily, bite-sized actions. What do you do on the days when the motivation is low? When it's raining, or you're tired, and that 30-minute run feels impossible?
Those days are the real test. On those days, I rely heavily on habit and what I call my why. I have a note on my phone that lists all my reasons for doing this, for my health, to prove to myself I can, for the mental clarity it gives me. I read it. And then, I employ the 5-minute rule. I tell myself I only have to put on my shoes and run for 5 minutes. If after 5 minutes I still want to stop, I can. But almost always, once I'm moving, I finish the full session. The hardest part is always starting.
The 5-minute rule is genius. It completely removes the pressure. I'm going to steal that for my own goals. Now, shifting from the physical to the creative, you mentioned a book idea to me once. Is writing a book a dream for you, or is it a goal? And what's the difference in your mind?
That's a great distinction to make. I think the dream is the big, shiny vision. I am a published author, holding my book in a bookstore. It's the destination, and it feels a bit magical. The goal is the gritty, unglamorous path to get there. I will write 500 words every weekday morning for the next 6 months. The dream is the inspiration, the goal is the perspiration. The book is absolutely a dream of mine. But I've turned it into a goal by committing to that daily writing habit. Some days the writing is terrible, but the goal isn't to write perfectly, it's to write consistently.
So you're actively working on both a physical goal and a creative goal simultaneously. How do you balance them without burning out?
I schedule them like important appointments, and I try not to do my deepest creative work and my hardest physical training on the same day. My energy is finite. So, mornings are for writing, that's when my mind is freshest. The running happens in the late afternoon, which is a nice mental break. And I've learned to be ruthless about protecting that time. Saying no to other things is saying yes to your dreams.
That's a powerful mantra. Let's talk about support. Who or what helps you stay accountable? Is it purely internal discipline, or do you have external systems?
It's a mix. Internally, the journaling helps. Tracking my runs and my word counts creates a chain I don't want to break. Externally, I have an accountability partner for the running, a friend who's also training. We text each other after our runs. Just knowing someone else will ask, "How did it go?" is a huge motivator. For the writing, I'm part of a small online group where we share our weekly progress. Sharing your goals publicly, even in a small way, creates a healthy sense of responsibility.
Have you ever had a major setback? A time when you abandoned a goal or a dream completely? How did you process that?
Oh, yes. A few years ago, I was deeply invested in the goal of moving to a specific city for a job. I spent months networking, interviewing, planning. And in the end, it fell through for reasons completely outside my control. I was devastated. It felt like a personal failure, even though it wasn't. Processing it took time. I had to grieve the future I had imagined. What helped was reframing. I asked myself, what did I learn from the process? What skills did I gain from those interviews? What did this goal show me about what I truly value? The answers to those questions became the foundation for my next set of goals. Sometimes a closed door isn't a stop sign, it's just a redirection.
That reframing is so healthy. It turns a loss into learning. Looking forward now, what is an ultimate dream for you? Something that feels almost too big to say out loud.
My ultimate dream is to build a place. A small, peaceful retreat center somewhere in nature, maybe near mountains or a forest. A place where people could come for a weekend or a week to unplug, to attend workshops on things like writing, mindfulness, or photography, to reconnect with their own creativity and peace away from the noise of daily life. It would be a blend of my values: community, learning, nature, and creativity. It feels huge and distant, almost silly to say.
It's not silly at all. It's beautiful and specific. It's a feeling translated into a place. How does holding on to that big, distant dream affect your smaller, daily goals?
It gives them meaning. Writing 500 words today isn't just about the book, it's honing a skill I might one day teach at that retreat. Saving money isn't just for security, it's a tiny contribution to a future down payment. The big dream is the compass. The small goals are the individual steps walking in that direction. One without the other feels hollow, either daydreaming without action, or action without a deeper purpose.
That connection is everything. Final question, David. For our listeners who have a dream but feel stuck in the someday mindset, what is the one piece of advice you'd give them to move from dreaming to doing?
I would say, define your dream, then immediately forget about it for a while. Instead, set a comically small, unthreatening first step for this week. Not this year, not this month, this week. If your dream is to start a business, your step is, I will research and list 3 similar businesses online. If your dream is to paint, your step is, I will buy a sketchbook and 1 pencil. If your dream is to speak English fluently, your step is, I will listen to this easy listen English conversation twice and repeat 3 phrases aloud. The magic isn't in the size of the step, it's in the act of proving to yourself that you can take it. Momentum builds from motion, however tiny. Start before you feel ready.
Start before you feel ready. I think that's the perfect place to end. David, thank you for such a thoughtful, open, and practical conversation today. I learned a lot.
The pleasure was all mine, Sarah. Thank you for the wonderful questions and for creating this space to talk about what matters.
We hope you enjoyed listening to our conversation. Remember, the best way to learn is to use the language. Maybe today, you can tell someone one small goal you have, or ask them about a dream. Use the phrases you heard us use.
Keep your steps small, your curiosity big, and be kind to yourself on the journey. Thank you for learning with us.
This has been Easy Listen English. I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Until next time.